Hello everybody, today is the 30th of June 2025, and as always to discuss last week's economic news and economic indicator releases last week, as well as what are we expecting in today's calendar. Let's start with the indices. The S&P has reached a new all-time high at 6173. And NASDAQ has reached a new all-time high as well at 22,534. The second thing is that all the focus now is on two things, which are the Fed and how Trump, actually like the beef between Trump and Jerome Powell, and the big beautiful bill that Trump wants the Senate to pass. Starting with the Fed, actually Trump has declared that he wants to fire Powell, and because Powell didn't decrease the interest rate last week. And let's not forget that Powell's term will end on May or June 2026, so it has about like 11 months. The second thing is that the big beautiful bill that Trump wants the Senate to pass. So what's the big beautiful bill? Let's divide the big into layers or dimensions. Okay, first one is tax cuts. Trump wants to decrease the taxes on middle level Americans, and he wants to introduce something called mega saving accounts, which is basically like for every child born between 2025 and 2028, the government will initially fund that account with $1,000. And the parents can contribute to that account until $5,000 annually, and those funds are going to be invested in the economy, so that at the age of 18, the child has the full possession of that account, and definitely with the compounding interest effect, that account will be thousands of dollars in 18 years of time. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that increasing the defense spending in military tech and with the border security in general, which actually enhance the deportation capacity, which in turn lastly will more restrictions on the illegal immigrants to come to the US. The third thing is that imposes restrictions on Medicaid program. So what is Medicaid program? Medicaid program is a healthcare insurance program for middle class Americans. So basically Trump wants to cut the funds of the government to that program. And this is basically one of the debatable points in the Senate. Fourth thing is that energy and deregulation. Okay, he wants to cut all the Biden green energy, what he sees as crap. Okay, and he wants to expand the fossil fuel production and so on and so forth, like in his comments on Twitter and everything, drill baby drill. The fifth thing is that he wants to increase AI usage, and he wants to increase the debt ceiling of the US to 5 trillion. Okay, so the end effect of that big beautiful bill is that analysts and economists see going to increase the deficit. In other words, like what is basically the government budget? Government budget is like revenue minus expenses, right? The revenue of the government minus expense of the government. It's going to increase the government payments and will decrease the government revenues. Okay, yielding a government deficit. Okay, so this is the debate in the Senate. Third, FedEx, which is a huge logistics corporation, has reported its earnings last week, and I just wanted to shed a light on their comments on the earnings. On the trade policy impact, there is some there were some disruptions due to the trade policy impacts, especially in China, which is obviously priced in the market. There is also industrial economic weakness from B2B. However, this is not the case with B2C. And lastly, they are blah blah blah. They are positioning for that tension and so on and so forth. Fifth thing is that basically there was a beef between Canada and Trump due to the negotiation deal. Okay, so until last night, Canada has imposed like a digital tax on the U.S. services in Canada, and that upsets Trump. Okay, so Trump until last day that he's not going to negotiate with Canada, and basically like the have been stopped. Okay, however, Canada today has cancelled or ditched the taxes in order, like as a bid for continuing the negotiations with Mr. Trump. Canada backs up. Okay. And now let's talk about the economic indicators last week and what we are expecting this week. As we are seeing, durable goods has increased 16% month over month, which is a very good reading. Okay. GDP quarter over quarter has decreased 0.5%, which is due to like trade tensions and the case that Trump made on the tariffs thing. Lastly, the UMSC, University of Michigan Consumer Index, have rebounded about 16% month over month, and the reading of it is 60.7. Now let's see what we are having this week. We got the ISM, aka PMI. We got the manufacturing PMI on July the 3rd. We have Nonfarm payrolls, we got unemployment rate, and we have ISM services or PMI services. Okay. Lastly, I just wanted to shed the light on the big beautiful bill that it's going to be discussed on 4th of July this week. Okay. Basically, what's the 4th of July? It's the Independence Day for the US. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and if I missed anything or I made any mistake in giving the news, please correct me and like interact with me in the comments. Thank you so much.